Hey guys, I am Adam. Welcome to the Vintage Sanctuary. The more I get to know people in this wonderful vintage community, the more blessed I truly am. And I want to do a shout out today to Sammy at SFI Sports Cards. That's Sammy at SFI Sports Cards. And I will put a link to his channel in the description. I've got to know Sammy a little bit, and he is just a great guy, and I love his channel. I like the pacing as he walks through cards. He's got such a wonderful, soothing voice. I think it's just a great voice for YouTube or the radio or television for that matter. He's got a lot more knowledge than I do about baseball history and cards. And he does a lot of vintage, and he also shows a lot of cards of players that don't get so much hobby love. And he's got a great eye for cards too. And he's got a dry wit that comes out from time to time. So go check out his channel and see what you think. Patience is amazing. We're going to look at two national pickups, both of the same player, and then talk about how patience came into play with these purchases. So let me get you looking at the first card. So I was at a dealer's table and I saw this beauty in his case, and he had quite a long display, and he was working with people on the other side of his, stretch of the table or tables. And so he did not get to me for quite some time, but I just waited patiently. And when he finally did get to me several minutes later, in fact, he had kind of a little, table behind the table where he would, I guess, do his accounting or whatever. I think he might have done some things over there, and he finally got to me, and I showed no displeasure because I was just waiting. He's got business to take care of. And so I asked to look at this card, and he let me look at it, and I decided that, I would like to purchase it if the price was right. And so I said, sure, I'm interested in this card. And he said, that'll be $150. And he said it with some conviction, and I just calmly said, could you do any better than that? And he looked at the card and he thought about it for a few seconds, and he said, yeah, I could do 120 on this. And I said, okay, cool, let's do it. And so I can't say this for certain, but I think the fact that I was very patient might have worked to my advantage in the negotiations on this beauty. So let's check this stunning card out. This is the 1968 Topps number 50 Willie Mays in an SGC 5. Such a gorgeous card. I really love the 68 Topps with that burlap sack look. I know some people, this is not one of their favorite sets, but for me, I think this set is just absolutely gorgeous. Willie is the all-time right-handed home run hitter. Really nice card. Just a beautiful card. It does have a little wear on the corners, but you really can't see it. That burlap design hides the wear. In fact, I sent this to my old Special Forces group, and the wear is so camouflaged that they couldn't find it either. So now, a little bit of a personal story. Back in 1983 through 1986, I was attached to the 10th Special Forces group, and I was airborne. And here's my Special Forces challenge coin. I have a lot of coins, as many of you know, and I've sold some of those and will no doubt sell more over time. Some of them are pretty scarce or maybe even rare. I will no doubt sell more over time to convert them to cardboard. But this is one coin I'll never sell. This is the challenge coin that I received when I was a member of the 10th Special Forces Group at Fort Devens, Massachusetts, which has since been closed down. And then on this side, De oppresso libere, Latin for to liberate the oppressed. And there's my name, Adam L. Hall. I was the chaplain's assistant. I was actually in better physical condition than most of the people on the Special Forces teams. And that didn't always go over so well when we'd have our physical tests, and I was probably in better physical condition actually than the vast majority of them, even though they were in good physical condition. Because I was the chaplain's assistant, the wimpy chaplain's assistant, so I wasn't supposed to be in better physical condition than them. However, their knowledge of weaponry and the like was, way, way beyond mine, because I really didn't have, anything beyond the very basics there. Okay, now my other national pickup that I'm going to show for today. By the way, you might recognize this image. That look on Willie Mays' face, what type of a look is that? I think it's a look that says, Topps, are you going to use this image again in about 3 years? Check this out. 1968 Topps on the left, 1965 Topps on the right. Which one do you like better, just as far as the picture with the design? Because clearly Topps decided to pull a picture out of their archives here when they did the 68. Now, I do have some other cards from 68, but this card you're looking at right now, this is my very first 1965 Topps. And you've probably heard me say before that I thought I would love 65 Topps, and let me tell you, I absolutely love this card. The banner, the purple, it's Willie Mays too. This is just a truly amazing card. No pun intended. Or maybe pun intended, I don't know, but I just absolutely love this card. Well, let me show you the card, and then we'll talk about it a little bit. Another Gem Mint 5. Check this beauty out. This card is just stunning. Show you the back here. Such a sweet card. Okay, so what's the story on this one? Well, again, I was at a dealer's table. This dealer didn't have a very big table, but he was working with some other people that were trying to do some sort of a trade and cash deal, and that was taking quite some time. And so I just waited patiently, and finally the dealer got to me, and he showed me another card, and I passed on that one. I forget what card it was. I think it was actually the Willie Mays and Mickey Mantle 62 Manager's Dream, but I decided to pass on it based on its condition for the grade. But then he showed me this one, and I was like, wow. Of course, part of negotiating is not showing too much emotion, but I was like, I just love this card. And so it was not priced, just like the 68 was not priced. And I said, yeah, I'm interested in this card. And he looks up comps, and comps were, I think, around 225 or 235 or somewhere in there. And he was one that was able to get internet. And he said, I'll give you this for 200. And I didn't even argue with him. I'm like, yeah, that works for me. And he was like, you're happy, aren't you? He could tell I was happy. I'm like, yeah, I'm really happy. So I got this beauty, this stunning beauty for $200 at the National. This 68, again, I did not have internet access, and many dealers did not. So, I thought, well, the 120 is probably a good buy, but I really didn't know. But on the 65, I was taking the dealer's word for it. He was just looking up comps on his phone. And so I thought, yeah, I bet I got a pretty solid deal there. So I'm super stoked about both these cards. And it's really interesting that they have the same picture. I actually love both of these cards. But, if I had to make a choice about which one I like more, it's definitely the 65. I think that purple is just, and the pennant there is just spectacular. But I love the 68 as well. And now I've got a question before we finish out here. Why is Willie Mays known as the Say Hey Kid? And I would like you guys to enlighten me here, because the standard Google answer is that the New York Journal American sports writer Barney Kremenko said that in Mays' rookie season, Mays would blurt, "Say who, say what, say where, say hey." In my paper, I tabbed him the "Say Hey Kid," and it stuck. However, I also found, and this was on a site called howtheyplay.com, an article, 10 Things You Didn't Know About Willie Mays, and here's what it has to say about his name. It says, Mays has one of the best nicknames in baseball history. It came about because he used to greet everyone with "hey" when he saw them. He was meeting so many new people that he often couldn't remember if he had met someone before, so he would just say to them, "Hey, how you doing?" or "Hey, where you been?" The beat writers took note of this and started calling him the "Say Hey Kid." So I'd like to know, which was it? Or was it kind of both? So any of you who have more knowledge than I do about Mays, please enlighten me. And so here you have it. Check these stunning beauties out. I mean, these cards are so gorgeous. As you might imagine, after I picked up my Grail card at the National, I was kind of drawn towards some other Willie Mays cards as well. I was pretty stoked about that. Thank you, everyone, for sharing in my joy. I hope you had a wonderful and peaceful time in the Vintage Sanctuary.